Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. It is Monday, the 10th of April, the day after Easter. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. We had spring break here last week. The kids were home and it was really nice. The weather has been crazy. It's warm and beautiful one day. The next day it's frigid. Just good old Virginia weather. So, but I hope it's been good where you are. And thank you for joining me. We're going to talk about something today that is so important to your voiceover business, but not talked about a lot, I think. I mean, it's been talked about more, but not enough. And we're going to talk about it today. And that is the importance of having a great headshot and how to get a good headshot without spending money. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. It is vital to your success in voiceover. You wouldn't think so because no one is ever going to act like the client. The client's customers will never know our name, will never see our face, but the people who hire us will, okay? And that's important because in their mind, they need to envision who is going to be delivering their message. So we're going to get into that real quick. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Also, make sure you check out the link below to A VO's Journey Elite Academy. We'd love to have you. If you're looking to start, grow your voiceover business, looking for a fantastic, amazing community to grow with, as well as coaching and live classes every week and courses, we're the place to be. So check us out below. We got a great deal. All right, so let's dive into this. I have, with my students and the academy and my mentor students, my private students, I've talked about this. This is one of the biggest first things that we do. And that is really focusing on understanding perception when you're being hired. Okay? It's funny because our acting is, of course, the base of everything that we do, right? We've got to be great actors. Right, great voice actors. That's a given. I mean, that's something that you're going to always work on acting. Professional actors, Hollywood stars, people who have been acting their entire lives, they always work on acting. I mean, they're always taking classes. They're always going to workshops. You're always going to work on your acting. So let's get that out of the way. All right, that's something that you're always going to work on. But standing out, okay, people knowing you, people checking out or looking at what you're doing, you have to consider that the first thing people actually do is search for a service. Then when they search for the service and they find it, then they look at who's offering that service visually. And based off of that, then they decide to click. And then once they click on something, if it happens to be a link or a play button, then they might hear you. But that might be the fourth, fifth, or sixth thing they do, right? The visual part of it has to be what grabs people, all right? And that's really just, I can't tell you how important it is. So having good headshots, good pictures of you, whether it's in your booth, whether you're outside, wherever you are, having good pictures of you and putting them in a format, in a thumbnail format, right? In a format that is easily seen as well as easily understood about what you do, right, is really, really vital to people getting that impression that they want to work with you. I was just talking to another one of my students, someone I was working with. I was looking at their website. Their website was wonderful. And then we went to look. I looked at their picture, right? And their picture looked like, they were a lawyer. And there's nothing wrong with looking all because they were in this nice suit and everything. They looked great, but they were but the website did not look like they were offering professional legal services. Right now, if they were a voiceover artist who was specializing in legal voiceovers or like doing legal ads and things like that, that actually might work out really well. But that's not what they were doing. And I was trying to say too that there's also the perception of, does our stuff go together? This is really important as well. I see a lot of times people get pictures taken of themselves, or they take their own pictures, and what they're offering in their voiceover or their copy doesn't match up with their picture or their voiceover in general. I know we're not talking necessarily about voiceovers today, but that's a big thing I see. You know what I mean? Like, your picture and your voiceovers need to match. Okay? Because people are picturing in their mind what they're hiring to deliver their message. So in their mind, you're delivering their message because you are, but they're picturing that. So that means you've got to be that person. Like, they're going to look at your picture and imagine it, right? So if your picture is like some person in, I'm going to use just wild ideas here just so you get the point, but like in a crazy hat and a Hawaiian shirt, all right, and you're out on the beach, and then we listen to your voiceover and it's serious and super professional, it doesn't match. And it's weird then. It feels weird. It doesn't feel right. All right? Or vice versa. You're super serious. You got this crazy, scowl, and you look tense and tough. And then we listen to your voiceover, and you sound like you're at the beach having a party. Okay? Again, we want it to match up. And you got to think about the total story you're telling with your brand. All right, and it starts with pictures. Now, I don't personally think anything can really change a good or I'm talking right now. I'm trying to figure out the right words to say about getting professional headshots done or using what my favorite is, a phone. Okay. I was going to say that, professional headshots, of course, I think are going to win because you've got somebody there who's a professional and can really get great backgrounds for you. You can tell them, hey, look, I'm trying to get people to click on me. This is what I do. What are your ideas? Like, you're going to get really good results, but it's going to cost a lot of money. So the other option is, right, that I use all the time is my phone, my cell phone. All right, these the cameras on these phones are crazy, right? We know that. They're really good. And, you can determine your background. Now, here's the thing. If you look at this picture, like right now, like where I am, what I want to do, now, this is just me, and a lot of headshots, sometimes will go down to the waist or from the chest up. I like to do mine a lot of times. You'll see with just my head, like right here. You know what I mean? That's kind of like right within this space, right? So that's kind of where I like to take. I like to get my pictures, right? And my phone actually has, which a lot of them do, right? It has the shutter thing where you can do a portrait style where my face is clear, the background is all blurry. Like right now, because I use a Sony a6000, you can see that my background is fuzzy and I'm clear, right? It just gives a professional look, right? But I can take this. Now, this is my camera. This is another camera. I can take this and you can see where I can be a little out of focus and it's more focused in the background, or I can switch that and then I can be in focus. Now, I actually don't even use that camera because that camera is my streaming camera. This, however, I can do the same thing with my cell phone. And I find a lot of times, sometimes the best pictures are you taking a picture in your booth, all right? Or you can take a picture outside. Just make sure whatever picture you take matches the voice style that you're giving. Does that make sense? Like if you do serious voiceovers, make sure your pictures are serious. If you are fun and upbeat, and by the way, you can do different pictures, One can be serious. One can be smiling. One can be, you relaxed. Like, again, think of how they can go together. And I really do believe that your phone can do all of this. Okay. Again, I don't think it would ever fully take the place of a professional photographer and the means of which they have to, use the artistic nature that makes that special. Right. But, sometimes when we're just starting, we don't have that kind of money. So it's a great way to start by getting good pictures. Now, a couple things. One, I know a lot of people, and I find people like men like me, and sometimes as we get older too, I notice a lot of us don't want to take pictures of ourselves, and so we want to use caricatures or animated figures of us. Okay, I would never say that something won't work. However, all of the people I've worked with, all of the things that I've seen and the knowledge I've gained is that it does not work half as well, a quarter as well as a real photo of you. All right. I've seen some people do the animated stuff. They've tried it. But that's why the majority of people aren't doing animated stuff. You see them doing their real pictures. Even the people who do who do just they're famous for cartoon characters or video game characters or characters, even that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Their characters have images, but you still see them as an individual, as a person, right? Like, we want to see the person behind it now more than ever. Right? Because we're online. And now more than ever, too, because of AI, we want to know real. I've even been seeing more and more. My students have been saying they've been asked for live auditions, or where they're being asked to record themselves actually auditioning visually, like send an MP4, because the people are getting so many AI like people are scamming them, and they want to know that's real people. People want to know you're real. Use that. Okay, so again, I would never say, though, not to do something, because that's not me. Give it a shot if you want. I'm just saying that what I've seen, it just doesn't work nearly as well as a real photo of you. Second, take updated photos. Just don't use one from 15 years ago. I mean, if that's all you got for right now, okay, but get a picture. Do what you have to do. Okay, because this is part of performing, is that people have to know who you are. They need to see your face. Again, the irony is not lost on me that the people who actually listen to our stuff in the end will never know our name and never see our face. But the people who hire us will, and they need to. They need to be able to envision it. Okay? All right. So that was the one thing. And the second thing is that yes, you will need to also get Canva, which can be free, Adobe Express, which can be free, some place where you can put your pictures into, right? Edit them a little bit and create different sizes so they fit in wherever you're going to put them. And a lot of these programs now have very easy. Remember way back when Photoshop really was one of the only places where you could cut out your photo. You know what I mean? And then transpose it onto something else. Now, all of these places, the freeware, they all have the ability to just cut your photo out. It's incredible. All right, Adobe Express is great. I don't use Canva, but Canva is the other one. A lot of people use Canva. But you could just literally put your photo in there and tell it to remove the background, and it removes everything around you, just left with your photo. And you can put it behind, or put different stuff behind you that elevates the look of everything too, right? So it's just, there's a lot you can do. So you will need to do some stuff with an editor. Now there's places that you can go. I mean, even on Fiverr, where you can have somebody, you can order somebody helping you out with doing backgrounds and stuff. But the whole point to all this is that you need to become familiar with creating thumbnails, getting your picture, all right, and creating a correctly formatted file, for whatever website you're on. Listen, I hope this helps, and I know this is one of those topics that is we're not even really we're not talking about performance, but we're talking about perception. And that is so, like I've said a couple times, so important to people just even clicking on you. People, like, you got to get people to click on you. You got to get people to stop and be like, oh, they look interesting, before they even listen to you. And it is what it is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's true. It is what, we have no other way of judging except looking at something. All right. So you've got to not throw that away. You've got to focus on that big time. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please make sure, again, you hit that like and subscribe button. Also check out a VO's Journey Elite Academy, the link below. We'd love to have you. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Happy Monday. Have a wonderful week. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.